You go back 100 years to the year 1920, it's guesstimated that only about 1% of American homes had indoor plumbing. And it really wasn't until the 30s that it started becoming more commonplace and affordable for the average person to have running water in their homes. So that means that showering indoors is a relatively recently under 100-year-old concept. So all of your ancestors going back thousands of years prior to that all had some system in place of being able to bathe themselves off grid. It's a basic primitive living skill that everybody should have, just like being able to build a fire is. It's just part of being a human, being able to clean yourself like that with primitive means. Now, I was thinking about this because the month of January just ended. There was 31 days in January, and I showered outside 14 or 15 times. I lost exact count, but considering this is my first winter out here with no infrastructure in place at all, I think that was pretty good. I'm impressed with myself for that. Is it comfortable showering out in the cold weather like that? Absolutely not. It really sucks. Big time. But I've managed to do it, and I've now proven to myself that I can do that. And I was just wanting to bring it up to you guys that it's an important thing for you to consider too as well, how you would have to do that. Um, I don't know why this is never talked about because my channel is relatively new, only had it for a few months, and this is already going to be my third video on showering outside. And that might seem excessive, 3 videos already on such a mundane subject, but I disagree. I mean, I could literally make a video almost daily about my showering experiences. That's how important it is to me. And you probably don't care about the details of how I bathe each day, but it's such an important thing going off grid. And I've watched certain prepper and homestead channels for years, and not once have I seen them ever mention having a primitive means of bathing yourself. And I get it. I mean, back when I lived in a comfortable home with running water, like you just don't think about these things because you have so much comfort available to you. But if that comfort were to ever be taken away, I mean, it's worth having some system in place. At least know what you're doing. You probably have some major advantage over I do because you have a bathtub in your house. So using that bathtub, you can rig up something to where you can hang up a bag of water or something that you collected and figure something out. And it's worth not only just putting something in place, but then try it. Take a shower with it. See what happens. Is it terrible? Does something work, something not work, and adjust. And then try it again. Work out the bugs in the system. You don't want to have to be doing that after a crisis has happened. You want the systems in place already so they're there. You might have to just run out to the garage and set up some supplies and do minimal amount of work, but have everything ready to go in case that were to happen. I already had a couple of these bags, these ones you fill up with water, hang it up, and then open up the valve to use it to shower with. And then when I was at the store, I grabbed a couple more of them just to have as backups. And I would like to develop a more permanent setup system, of course, remaining off grid. I don't want to be running any kind of electrical pumps or anything required like that. I want it to still be able to run as simply as possible, but just more in place than this is. But even still, I'll keep these around in storage because I've already proven that I can get through a winter showering with this. I am looking into ways, at some point I'm going to want to have to clean these out real good. So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to try like baking soda in there, try to clean it. I know they do sell like those little tablets that you put in water in there and it fizzes up and does the scrubby bubbles thing or whatever. But I would rather find something, a solution that's more readily available product like baking soda, which you can find anywhere, and being a little bit less toxic than whatever it is they put in those tablets. My goal next January is to be able to shower all 31 days, regardless of what the weather conditions are like, instead of just half the days. Now, 99% of you watching this are just going to discount what I have to say and be like, oh, yeah, it's an interesting little conversation, but whatever. I'm not going to go through the trouble listen to this guy in the woods. But that's okay, because this video was not meant for you. It's the 1% of you that are going to understand the message of this and see the importance of having some kind of system in place. Now, I'm betting a lot of you in that situation are going to be like, yeah, maybe I'll wait till it warms up a little bit and give that a try. But no, that's exactly the point. Your system has to work under all weather conditions, not just when it's warm out in the summer. I mean, that's going to be easy. I'm looking forward to it warming up again and it being 85 degrees outside and being able to shower. Oh, that's going to be so much better. I mean, today it got up to 65 and it felt like a blessing, being like, oh, so much better than it had been. But work on it now. Start figuring out your way, develop something, think about it and put some action into place. It's like I said, it's a critical primitive living skill. Most prepper channels are going to tell you to focus on things like food storage and firearms and things like that. And yeah, those are absolutely important. But I would say that setting up this a means of personal hygiene and being able to go to the bathroom and things like that should be your more important priority. If the power grid, our very fragile power grid, is inevitably going to go down at some point, and through any number of ways it can. And when it does, you may not ever have to shoot your firearm in defense of yourself, but it's going to come real quick where you're going to realize you need to bathe. You might be able to go a couple days or whatever, but very quickly you're going to realize, ooh, I got that not so fresh feeling going on. You know what I'm talking about. And you let it go much more than a few days, you're going to start noticing health problems associated with that. So even the minor health problems that come with being unclean are still going to, when times are already bad, you don't want to have to be worrying about itching and various problems like that. And then you let it go long enough, it could get danger to your life bad. So figure this stuff out, and I'd like to hear from anybody else. If you have some system in place. I know there's a few other homestead channels that subscribe and watch my videos, and maybe you guys can do a video about how you do it. I would like to learn. I would like to see how other people do it, and maybe there's something I can use that would help me out in some way, and I would refer my viewers to those videos to help them out as well. This isn't something I'm some expert at. I'm just figuring out a way to get through each day. And but yeah, let's work on this. Let's talk about it and find some good ways of bathing as simply as possible.